All right, Shalom. First, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kodash, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. Through the Spirit, I just saw this article, okay, on which we already knew this, okay, but now it's just coming out, and I'm bringing it out for edification's sake. It says, Archbishop claims Pope Francis long knew of U.S. cardinals' abuses. Of course, because you honestly think that this is going to be going on within the quote unquote church or whatnot, and this guy is not going to know about it, man. He's part of the top people who do these kind of things. But when it comes out in the news, of course he has to play the role of we're gonna punish them for doing that, and we didn't know. No, that's all BS, man. All right, they all in it together. Okay. The lower level ones don't do anything without the higher ups knowing about it. That's just BS. Okay. So it says Pope Francis in Knock, Ireland on Sunday, where he begged the Lord's forgiveness for the clerical sexual abuse scandals that threatened his church. Wow. Hypocrites, man. Liars, hypocrites. Well, that's how they were designed to be. All right. So it says Dublin, the former top Vatican diplomat in the United States, alleged in a letter published on Sunday that Pope Francis knew about the abuses of a now disgraced American prelate years before they became public. The bombshell accusation leveled by Carlo Maria Vigano, a staunch critic of Francis, immediately threatened. Now you see, keep in mind how they use the play on words. They already painted the picture in your head that he's a critic of Francis, and it says what immediately threatened to derail the Pope's difficult mission to demonstrate his commitment to combating the clerical sex abuse scandals that threatened his church. On the same day, he begged the Lord's forgiveness at a shrine in Ireland. Now, the way they've worded it is done in a way so what? It makes it seem as though, oh, this guy already had it out for Pope Francis, and here it is, the Pope's already on a difficult mission, blah, 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 and this guy's just trying to make it more difficult. Listen, man, okay? That's not, look, we know that this whole, because it's not just the Catholic Church, man. This goes way above that. All right, this goes to the elites, the Rothschilds, the Gettys, all of them, man. Those rich banking families, all right. Those top Edomites, they're above this guy right here, all right. And so they start it all, man. They do all that, and they do worse things than this, man. But keep in mind, the higher up you go up that ladder, okay, the more vile things you have to do. So you telling me that Pope Francis he didn't know about this, man? He partakes in things like this, man. But he's like a quote unquote face for the Catholic religion, or whatever they like to deem it. That what they try to protect his image, so to speak. But deep down, man, they're all vile animals, man. So it says instead, Francis and several other top-ranking Vatican officials were now accused of being part of the cover-ups at Archbishop Vigano called for their resignations. The Vatican had no immediate reaction to the letter, and in a detailed 7,000-word letter published Sunday morning by several conservative Catholic outlets antagonistic to Francis, including the National Catholic Register and Lifestyle News, Archbishop Vigano, I hope I'm saying that right, alleges that much of the Vatican hierarchy was complicit in covering up accusations that Cardinal Theodore McCarrick had sexually abused seminarians. All right. So it says, I'm keep reading a little more. It says last month, Francis accepted the resignation of Cardinal McCarrick, the first such resignation in living memory, after the New York Times and other news outlets published accounts of the alleged abuse, and an internal investigation by the American Church deemed credible an accusation that he had sexually abused a minor. And of course it's Edomites, man. These so-called Caucasians, of course you see them doing that, and that's why they're pushing for pedophiles to get rights. All right, that's how sick this place is, man. It says, but he's supposed to be a bishop. Wow. It says, but Archbishop Vigano alleges that Francis's predecessor Benedict had already punished Cardinal McCarrick for his abuse of seminarians and priests. So it wasn't the first time he had done it. And it says the Archbishop writes that Benedict banned the American cardinal from public publicly celebrating mass, um, living in a seminary, and traveling to give lectures. So he had already been punished by the previous pope, and here it is. He was being quote unquote punished again by Pope Francis, showing you that after he was punished, he kept doing it. So they knew what was going on, man. If you've been punished for doing something before, then everybody in that church or in the Vatican, the facility or organization should know that you have a history of doing that. But yet they allowed him to stay. All right. It says the National Catholic Register, which has been a referred platform for some of Francis's most aggressive critics, reported that it had independently confirmed the allegations, but it did not publish any on the record corroboration, and asserted without attribution that Pope Benedict remembers telling his second in command, Secretary of State Tarcisio Bertone, to impose measures, but cannot recall their exact nature. Cardinal McCarrick led several public masses throughout Benedict's papacy, but Archbishop V alleges that the penalties were known. The penalties were known about within the hierarchy, and that he had personally informed Francis of them in June 2013. 2013, man, 2013. We're in 2018, about to go into 2019. So you telling me, man, that these devils don't know? They just but look, it's all damage control, man. All right, because the Lord said, "What? He's gonna lift up their skirts, so all these secrets that they've been hiding is gonna come to light." And when it does that, what they try to use damage control, so they'll either demonize whoever's bringing out the truth about it, okay, or they'll try to make the person who's at fault innocent. Well, matter of fact, let me just get a quick precept on that. Okay. This is Isaiah the 10th chapter, starting at verse 1. It says, oh, pause. No, not this one. Isaiah 5:20. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Here it is. If you really think about it, how in the world do they call us rapists and pedophiles and evil and hate, when you got these people, you got a pope who the world quote unquote reverences as such a great man, and he knows about this pedophilia acts going on and so on and so forth. You still got people being Catholics. We're the evil ones though, because we're telling you that stuff like this is going on. Oh, they're the good guys. Well, they're the good guys, and anybody who says anything about them is just what? Where is that? It's just a aggressive critic. Man, this place is done. All right, so I'll read this part, get a couple precepts. It says, he said that Francis had failed to apply the sanctions on Cardinal McCarrick and had instead rehabilitated and empowered him to help choose powerful American bishops. Archbishop V despises those bishops, and he complained in the letter of being deprived the voice typically given to a so it looks like PayPal nuncio in choosing them. He knew from at least June 23rd that McCarrick was a serial predator. Archbishop V writes to Francis calling for the Pope's resignation. In this extremely dramatic moment for the universal church, he must acknowledge his mistakes, and in keeping with the proclaimed principle of zero tolerance, Pope Francis must be the first to set a good example for cardinals and bishops who covered up McCarrick's abuses and resigned along with all of them. You know that's not going to happen. It says, at a 2013 reception in the library of the Apostolic Palace in the Vatican shortly after Francis was elected Pope, Archbishop V was effusive with praise for Francis, calling him a man you may talk to with an open heart, and saying his audience was extremely nice, extremely warm. Well, that's all part of their tactic of deception. You know, they deceive you, let you so you can let your guard down, and then they show you the devil that they are. All right, which the scriptures talk about that. What was it? Psalms 55 and 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. So he hid the war in his heart, in his mind, but in his outward appearance, it's as though, yeah, he's a cool, he's this, he's that. But that's all part of the a ploy, man. It's just deception. But it says, but in the letter he said he had received an icy reception from Pope Francis, and he said that the Pope had told him on June 23rd, 2013, the bishops in the United States must be ideologized or ideologized, that they must not be right-wing. Francis then added, according to Archbishop V, they must not be left-wing. And when I say left-wing, I mean homosexual. That's crazy, man. But hey, this is what's going on in the Catholic Church, and that you see how messed up our people are to the point where they're still, you know what I mean? Like, you have people, you tell them this, oh, they don't care. I'm still a Catholic. Well, majority of our people, man, they don't even understand what they're in. Whether they're Muslims or Catholics or Buddhists or whatever they are, they don't even understand what it is. They're just, oh, I was raised, this is how I was raised. That doesn't mean it's the truth. Okay? You were raised in lies, point blank period. That's really what it is. Okay, but I'll get a quick precept here, man, because, hey, man, the scriptures tell you, pull it up real quick. This is why in the kingdom, man, Esau is going to be done away with, because we don't need vile, profane people like this, man. It says Hebrews chapter 12, verse 16. It says, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau. Okay? Nobody comes even in comparison to this devil in profanity and disgust, all right? It says, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. Because what? This devil, that's why I said here, for ye know how afterward he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected. Because the blessing really was meant for Jacob from the beginning. For he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears. Okay? So guess what, man? And he didn't deserve repentance, because at the end of the day, what is he going to do? He's been designed to be evil. He's been designed to be a devil. All right? So what's going to happen? You're going to forgive him. All right? And he's going to go right back and do something even worse. Okay? That's why these Edomites are going to be destroyed in the kingdom, because we don't need, there will be no need for any of this profane things like this in the kingdom. Right now, the Lord is allowing them to do this for many reasons as a punishment to us and to show us how not to do or what not to do. Okay? But what? Ultimately, so they can get judged. Okay, so, things like this, when they come out, we're not surprised. Okay, we knew this from the beginning. We're not surprised. Okay, but we bring this out, all right, to edify the rest of the people. Okay, and Lord willing, it was edifying and informative to the elect, man. For those of you who are into that Catholic faith and so on and so forth, man, you better start praying to the Lord to get you out of that. Okay, because it's not the truth, and that's not going to benefit you. Here it is. The Bible tells you you're not supposed to shave off your beard. But in a Catholic high school, they'll tell you shave it all off. What? You see the contradiction? Like how are you supposed to believe in the Most High, believe in the scriptures, but you're going directly against it? It doesn't make sense, man. But hey, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and hey, we got to keep praying the Lord speeds up these days, man, because this world is just getting more and more vile, sickening, faithless, and it's just ultimately awaiting death. All right, so till next time, I say shalom.